Yo, what's up, man?
What's up, dude?
Good to see you, brother.
Miss you, man.
Yeah, for sure. It's been like a year and a half.
Dang, dude.
Man, for sure.
God bless, already. Time flies, man, when you're having fun, though.
Dude, it does. I was only planning on going up there for a few months, if you remember, and then it just hooked me. Like, Alaska's beautiful, and it's nuts up there.
When you walk the Appalachian Trail, and then you come back to Vegas, and then you have a brother-in-law your brother?
Yep, brother-in-law.
Brother-in-law that's in Alaska, and you get reeled in. How hard is it not to stay up
Man,
there,
and that's what it was. It was like I got off the Appalachian Trail, and I was living out of my truck here. Summer came around, desert heat. Like you said, brother-in-law was like, I got a room and I'm a general contractor. There's work.
Right.
Cool, I'm out. So
yeah,
I had already sold most everything to go hike the AT. Then I just sold even more, gave my truck away, gave my motorcycle away, and just moved up to Alaska. So
I mean, that sounds like a open textbook for the ideal situation for a hiker, though.
Dude, yeah, the less I can carry, the better.
I mean, you know what I mean? So, but man, what's new, man? What's going on? What are you about to get into?
About to hike the PCT, Pacific Crest Trail.
All right,
so I'll start in Campo, California, which is right at the border, Mexico and California, and I'll hike 2,655 miles to Canada.
All right, so that's like what, 400 or 500 miles more than the last one?
Yep, the AT was 2193.
Okay.
Yep, so we got a couple hundred more miles on this one, but I should be able to finish it faster.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So
the terrain is just easier.
Okay.
When the PCT was built, it was also built with the idea of being an equestrian trail.
He said, so. Jesus.
Yeah, well, the AT, they take you right up the mountain and down the mountain. The PCT is a little more chill. It's California, They're like, no, let's kind of go around the mountain a little bit.
Yeah.
So you can put more miles in a day, I guess.
They go the long way, take the shortcuts. They hit safety meetings a little more
That's right,
often. I got you.
For sure.
Okay, for sure. So I guess we're going to run it back this year, huh?
Man, that'd be awesome. I don't think I could hike another 2,000 without it.
So I guess if we got a little...
Dang. The capsules. Key. Man, this stuff is magic. And I'll tell you what, so this is, when you give it to me, it's 2 ounces.
Yeah.
And that's the product in it, right? It doesn't include the container?
Right.
Okay, and I'll carry this weight. You know how much 2 ounces? That's like...
Well,
that might as well be 8 pounds to the normal person.
Well, because you're so precise on your backpack. Like, you know how much your tent weighs, you know how much your mat weighs, you know how much pounds of food that you have at any given time. Because, I mean, you're calculating. It's a math problem. You know what I mean?
It is a math problem.
So that's crazy. So if you could, man, like, one thing that I don't like to do is, I mean, obviously I'm going to be very biased on my products and stuff like that, so they're probably sick of me just throwing this down they're probably sick of me throwing this down your throat because it's just me, but I want you to take another horse's mouth, and share, if you can, just if you have a favorite product, if you could share your favorite product, then if you could just share what it's done for you and how it's helped you out, just either in life and on the PT and the PCT in the future. Yeah,
for sure. Like you're saying, you didn't want to be a skeptic or talk about your own product, but when I first started using your product, I was like, let's see if it works. But that wasn't necessarily yours, it was just CBD in general.
Right.
Which, side note to that is being sponsored, and you help, you giving me this product for the AT and me being able to use it, and your guidance, that was key too. And then just us working together on that, dosing a little bit higher, a little bit lower, to kind of just figure out, what worked best with the products. But your guidance in that definitely helped. The favorite product though was going to be by far the balm.
Yeah.
I mean, this stuff is gold, like, especially on the feet. Like I said, at the end of the day, 25 miles, the last thing I do before I go to bed, put it on the feet. Wake up, that first mile is brutal. It's painful, I mean, once you're 500 miles in, 700 miles in, then your feet are like, okay, dude, come on, let's get a break.
Yeah.
But this just made that first mile, or even the first couple miles, just so much easier. I put it on when I wake up, coffee, breakfast, and it just, by the time everything just kind of got soaked in and got working in, it really made that mile a little bit easier. But then I found that this went from everything from just managing pain to mosquito bites. Man, it really helped on the mosquito bites.
That's insane. Thank God Vegas doesn't have mosquitoes. I was born and raised in Tennessee.
There was so many.
Hence the name cross country. And so
Yep.
back in Memphis or in Tennessee, man, they had mosquitoes. I think they had like numbers on the side of them, like racing, I think, or, you know, they did have, sometimes if they were in Vegas, they would have to get smog checked.
When I was in Jersey, they said it was the state bird.
But oh yeah, probably so.
Yeah.
No, but man, that was probably one of the coolest things that you told me that I didn't even know that you used it for is when you called me one day on one of your off days and you were like, man, I use this for a mosquito bite. And I was like, man, I never even thought about that.
It was a game changer. And even just any of the bug bites, man, there was so many.
You know what, now that you say that though, you know what one thing that they've used that for actually? Chiggers. I
didn't even know what that was. I'm covered in these red bumps and somebody else hiking was like, yeah, we got caught up in chiggers. And I'm like, excuse me, the what? I've never heard, I grew up here in the desert, man. I didn't know that stuff.
But you know, I hear it's when you get older, when you're in your elderly age, it's a elderly form of chicken pox.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like the little bugs that are.
No,
okay.
It's actually
shingles?
No, maybe shingles.
Shingles?
Chiggers. What am I talking about? I'm an idiot.
Like chiggers are the bugs.
Chiggers
I thought.
are the bugs.
Okay.
It is.
I'm from Texas. Yeah, chiggers live in tall grass.
Gotcha.
Shingles.
Yep, shingles.
I'm an idiot.
I wouldn't go that far.
But that's funny. No, like, you know, just the different uses. I had somebody use it for the migraines. They would rub it on their temples for migraines.
Yep.
You obviously said the bottom of your feet, which is, you know, we have a 100-mile runner.
Ricky?
Yeah.
Dude, that dude's insane.
So
man, I couldn't even imagine 100 miles in a day.
he runs 100 miles at one time on purpose, you know? So like, I think he's just as crazy as you for, you know, walking 2,600 miles on purpose. So,
Yeah.
you know, but, and then other than that though, I mean, you obviously have some sorts of, you know, think about it. You don't have a refrigerator out there. You don't have like a electric charger where you can just plug something in if you needed to.
No, for sure.
You know, the cold, the weather, the rain. So like what do you, obviously, I mean, you use the capsules too, right?
Yeah, so the capsules were regular. You know, every morning I started doing like a morning and afternoon with lunch, you know, at night before bed. And the capsules I know were key. And I think it was just key to keep the CBD in the system.
Right.
You know, it helped, I know it helped keep inflammation and joint pain down because I just didn't seem to experience the same types of issues that other people in my class, shall we say, you know,
right.
Same fitness level, same kind of base weight, that kind of stuff. I didn't seem to have kind of those same issues around the same times, feet swelling, you know, really bad knee pain, you know, things like that. And I really think that the capsules were key to helping maintain all that.
Other than,
and then you did give me the tincture.
Yep.
For a while. I had that, and that was great because during the day I'd fill my liter water bottle and I'd just take a full dropper of that, put it in the water, and then add one of those like hydration packets.
Beautiful.
And the taste of the CBD with it, man, it was so good, and I just looked forward to that. And I would sip on that all day too. So
you're having constant CBD in your system all day long for
right,
just future, you know,
right, or 25 miles
preventative
for that day
treatment throughout the day and stuff like that.
Yep.
Which is actually really awesome. That makes a lot of sense. So, saying all that, what did you do for like training before? Because like obviously you can't really just train to walk 2,500 miles really, you know, other than just casually hiking. So like this had to have been some sort. You say a lot of people use Tylenol and ibuprofen and stuff like that on the trail. So like you're training.
Yep.
You didn't get to train.
There we go.
You can't train for 2,500 miles.
Yep.
So like you just kind of have to just go in for it. You know what I mean? Like you kind of have to just dive in head first and just take that first step. So like, how did not training and CBD, I guess, coincide and kind of help you that mental state and just doing it? You know what I mean? I guess.
Yeah, for sure. No, you're absolutely right. I mean, like, it's not like you're, you know, if you're training for a marathon, you're trying to run 25 miles. Right. You know, you have kind of a realistic thing. You can do that in a day or a couple of hours.
Right.
You can't really train to walk 2,000 miles without walking 2,000 miles.
Right.
So there is a bit of, you know, wow, the biggest day I've ever done is 18 miles, you know, so there is a bit of, I guess, couch to trail, if you will.
Right.
And I definitely think that the CBD helped with that kind of transition, because you are going to experience, even if you are super fit going onto the trail, you still are not, your body is not used to doing that every day.
Right.
In those conditions, with that type of nutrition, that all kind of comes into play, right?
Or lack of.
Well, and that's
Yeah.
what it comes down to,
Yeah.
you know. Once you're 4 or 5 months in, you know, that's really when your hormones start to change. You're eating through your fat reserves now. Your body really starts to change. The mental game's super hard at that point. You know, everything hurts. You still got 100 miles to go. You're hungry constantly.
Right.
You know, nothing, you know, you can never get enough calories. You're eating junk food. Nothing's healthy, because you got to carry it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and you can't carry out a salad, you know, so
Right.
whatever. Can't cook up some chicken, you
Yeah.
know.
You're
So you have this like constant, you know, you are out in nature for a walk, but there's just this constant like overhanging state of, do I have enough food? Am I gonna have enough water? Damn, my body hurts. You know, when I get to this crossing, I have to get a hitch for 15 miles into town. Am I gonna get a hitch? Who's gonna give me a hitch? You
Right.
know, so there's just this constant kind of state, I think, of, that can definitely get, you know, your anxiety going and your stress levels up. And
Right.
so having that constant CBD, I think, as well, really helps. Just, I think you've said before, kind of put that blanket around you and just be like, got you, bro. Like,
Yeah.
we're gonna get through this.
You know, the best way I describe it to people is like, and you know, I'm very big on analogies, so I try to tell people, like, you know, a lot of people says, you're on my last nerve, you know, or you're pushing my buttons or whatever, you know, and so I tell people, it just gives you more nerves or more buttons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's 100%. Yep.
Your last nerve lasts a little longer, and your buttons can be pushed a little longer,
For sure.
because you can endure that you know, feedback or whatever you're getting, you know what I mean? So, and so I guess to wrap it up for you, you know, like if you were telling the audience, you know, like anything about my product after walking for 2,000 miles and then coming back to me again to purposely do this, I'm not paying him to do this. He came on purpose to hang out with me. But, you know, so like if you were to tell them, you know, again, like what would you tell the audience of cross-country wellness and your full experience with it? So I'm not beating my own dead horse of how good I love my product.
No,
you know?
for sure. This is what I can say about cross-country wellness, and what I'll generally tell people is, when I first went to it, didn't think it was going to work. I was proven wrong really quick. And I don't think I could live as comfortably as I do in life without cross-country wellness. And coming back to you guys, you know, like I said before, this is 2 ounces. It's a lot to carry. You're gonna ask me the question again, because I had the great answer to it.
No, you're right.
Yep.
So what would you tell my audience, you know, about using the product, so I'm not over here being super biased about, you know, just telling people about my own product, you know?
Yep.
So you wouldn't have came back to me and wanted to use the product again, you know what I mean?
For sure.
Obviously, we came to an agreement to it. Obviously, I wanted to do this for you too, but you wouldn't agree to come back and if the product didn't work. So,
Yep.
you know, just for people that have no idea and the skepticism behind CBD and stuff like that, like, what would you recommend to them to try off, or, you know what I mean? Just because it has so many different uses.
Yep.
So like, you knew what you were getting yourself into because you were gonna have some sort of pain. You knew that you were gonna have some sort of anxiety.
Yep.
You knew that you were gonna probably not sleep very good. So like, just what would you tell people just to maybe just trying CBD for the first time, or, you know, what would you recommend?
When I first tried it, like I said, I didn't think it was gonna work.
Yeah.
And I was proven wrong real quick. But I think the key element to that, though, about this product was your guidance behind it. The way the company just made sure that I was getting what I needed. And not just me, like what I've seen them do in a whole with all their customers, is really work with them to dial in exactly the right dose, what product they should be using. I didn't know much about CBD, and now here I am going to be on a trail where I'm trying to do all of those things I'm going to be doing, and then still research about this to get more knowledge. But here's my product, trust me with it, I'll walk you through it, and if you don't like it, then you know what, you don't like it.
Yeah.
And is there a better CBD out there? I don't know. But I know that this stuff works, and it's what I keep coming back to. You know what I mean? And that guidance is really, you know, and just, man, like why you started this company up, like you're just everything there it just made me go, yeah, this is where I want, to be with as far as my, CBD and that kind of stuff. But
no, for sure, man. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate you for just everything, man, because it's you're putting your trust and faith in somebody that was first. I didn't know you from Adam at the beginning, you know what I mean? Like, you were at the shop and you very to yourself, you worked hard, and you did your job. And we didn't have much interaction when we first met each other, but then we had coffee together that one day, and like, I thought that I just met my new best friend or brother from another, you know what I mean?
For sure.
But I treat every interaction like that seriously because of what I went through, just losing my father. I wanted people to holistically have a way to medicate themselves, without having to have something intrusive for their liver, you know what I mean? So that they could actually, really get some good night's sleep or really heal from their inflammation. And so it's been really cool to just, see it grow. And, from when you were from when you left to now, we're in like over 20 shops around town.
Damn, nice.
We have, so my main goal right now is to have more people like yourself speak to their audience, and so I wanted to start doing more just kind of interviews like this with real people with real results.
Yeah.
Because,
sure.
that's you can't fake this, you know what I mean? Like, I think that the genuineness comes out just based off of conversation alone. So people know if they're bullshit or not. I think that you can smell it a mile away.
Yeah.
And natural television that we watch, you know what I mean? We can see stuff that's fake.
Yep.
My fiance watches, I can't say probably the name of the show, but she watches some of these, teeny bopper shows and all the drama and stuff like that, and you could tell how it's scripted drama and stuff like that. But no, I just wanted to, do something raw, real, and uncut, and just say, does this work? You know what I mean? And why does it work for you? And obviously, I wanted to go somebody that has walked 2,200 miles already
for sure.
with the product,
yep.
so that way you can't say that you can't say that it doesn't work if you've walked 2,200 miles and then you're still continuously using it. So like, that's kind of...
Well, that's my experience too. It's like I was introduced to your product walking 2,200 miles, not even as a day job, standing around. I come home with knee pain or,
right.
like a lot of people do with their lower back or just daily anxiety. Like, my introduction to your product was, here you go.
Yeah.
Let's see how it works for this.
Right. It was a science experiment to
kind of, yeah.
To kind of come back and which ultimately worked out in our favor.
For sure.
To be able to do this again. So
what do you think was one of like the biggest takeaways during the AT and all the work we did with, dosing and the different products for different things? What was like the biggest takeaway there from you?
For me, most importantly, is understanding that my education of the product is on point, and to not give up on, keep reminding myself how I got here and why I got here, and how helping over 30,000 people has enabled me to be able to comfortably tell people and dose people and at least find that therapeutic dose, Like, I feel like with proper education with any product, it works, you know what I mean? Yep. So a lot of people will take something out of the box and they'll try to put it together and they say, it's a piece of shit.
For sure.
Yeah. Or for me, for example, I'm trying to take the product out of the box and there is no way that they can't learn how to use the product. That's what I want my goal to be, is to have the proper education for people. So for us to do this, it's really important for me because I can't really physically advertise just yet. So that's probably been my biggest hurdle. So my biggest takeaway is that I want to continue just the path that I'm on, helping one person at a time, one step at a time, you know what I mean? Because the compounding results, you took one step in front of the other and you compounded 2,200 miles.
Yeah, they say that you take an average of 5 million steps
on the AT?
On the AT.
God bless.
But that's just on the trail. That doesn't include when I go a half mile off for water and come back, when I'm walking to town for resupply.
And so that's so impressive to me. So like, I think that if I'm able to tell somebody and help educate somebody like yourself that had no prior knowledge or no experience prior and has been able to use this product and effectively help manage everything that you're going through and then coming back again, I'm doing something right, or I at least have figured it out.
For sure.
You know, and that's
I think you're on point there. You know, I think the thing my biggest lesson there, and saying kind of on point with yours, is learning how to use the product and just dialing it in specifically to, you know, what worked for this or for that,
right.
And then for me. And
because
when I talk about cross country to other people, that's or even just when they're interested in a CBD regimen.
Right.
You know, the key I think to that is you have to put in the time and be willing to kind of figure out how the product works specifically for you. It's not like our modern pharmaceutical days where it's this many times a day and this much.
Right.
You know, you have to take some initiative, and you have to really be willing to take that step and want to heal your body and find the combination of what works. But that's, you know, taking that whole traditional step anyways, like just in being just more holistic and more clean. You have to take that initiative to do it.
Oh, for sure.
But I really think that, yeah, it wasn't, if you take 2 CBD capsules, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you're going to be fine. You know, it was 2 for a while, and then it changed. You know, and then there was more pain here, or, you know.
And I think, so somebody gave another good analogy, you know, the other day. It's kind of like if I gave you a map of the AT, but I accidentally relabeled the name of the AT, the PCT.
Yeah.
You would be kind of lost.
For sure.
Walking on that map, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in a lot of companies and a lot of people, they give the wrong map or the wrong information to these people, so their product is not as effective. Mm-hmm. And I think that that's one thing that I pride ourselves in, is being able to overcome and do, is educate these people with proper education. Mm-hmm. And that education, when they use the product the first time, is more of a retention rate for our customers, because when they used it the right way the first time.
For sure.
And so that's kind of how it carried over with you. Is I feel like we're on the right track with the education and making sure that people understand that their therapeutic dose is the most important thing.
Yep.
You know,
well, you guys are super transparent too. Like, you know, your testings are right there. Like, you can online, and you can see exactly what you're getting. I think that, you know, as I've walked around the country and traveled, and I see CBD around, it's hard to know, I think, sometimes the quality of it, or if there's fillers or what else is in there. And so just the transparency of cross country wellness to be like, here it is, here's our testing right here, you know, that was always a big, you know, just something that I really respected, to know, to even just have that little bit more insight into what I was intaking.
You know, being that we're having to be in the dispensaries and stuff like that, just our third-party lab testing is a major requirement for us to be here. So, but man, I'm not gonna take up much more of your time. I know you got to get some places to get to walking.
For sure, buddy.
If anybody gets a chance, May 25th, KKonTrail, Cross Country Wellness. He's gonna be coming out with his first episode. But if you guys want more information, y'all follow KKonTrail, discount code KKonTrail. But I just wanted to at least just share with you guys just a little bit of information and how Cross Country Wellness has helped an athlete that's actually walked over 2,200 miles and then is actually coming back again and is going to use it again for another 2,600 miles. So guys, thank you so much for just tuning in, watching this. Much love, guys.
Later, bud.
Hey man, appreciate you.
Yeah, bud.
If you want to go see more reviews like these right here, go check out Google or crosscountrywellness.com for more information. Or you can check us out on all social media platforms at Cross Country Wellness. My name is JBiRD, owner and founder of Cross Country Wellness. Thank you.